Hello, good evening, and welcome. Nice to see you. I haven't been on for a couple of days. I think once a night, or once a night. Every day was a bit much, wasn't it? I did a video earlier called "Breaking Free." You have to break free from time to time. Really, breaking free from alcohol was a thing, because it will trap you in a hell of a mess. And you've got to break free from that, otherwise you're never going to survive. So, as I said before, coffee's good for you. A lot better than Stella, Peroni, and all the rest of it I used to drink, I hope you're well and everything's tickety boo, because it is now Thursday, isn't it? Another week over. How quick has a week gone? It's 11th September now. Terrible about that shooting last night in America, wasn't it? And the year's flown by, doesn't it? We're in the 9th month now. Hello, Alex. How you doing? Messi. Hello, Charlie. Dan. Yeah, all is well. Hope you're all well yourselves, actually. I haven't seen you for a couple of days. I've given you a bit of a break, which has probably done you some good. So the 9th month already now. That's for nearly 5 years. Alex, what happened in the last 2 nights? Just had a bit of time off. Every day is too much for people. You know what I mean? I've got other things to do, and so does everybody else. Really, it's nice to break it up a little bit, It's not like the BBC News, where you get, it's not like a job, is it? But we're doing a bit as and when people request them, Hi Neil, are you well? Nice to see you. Yeah, so breaking free from alcohol. I said, 9 months into this year, I was drinking for about 5 years, and nearly killed me. I just saw a friend of mine today, who was actually 10 years younger, and he was told, I was actually in hospital very similar time to me in 2019, a lot younger than me. He wasn't as bad health-wise as me, and he was told not to drink anymore. He had the same concern, actually, and he's been drinking a little bit here and there, but I saw him today, he's gone completely yellow. He's got a few weeks to live now. So basically, the message is, if you're told over and over again by the medics not to drink again, stop. Especially when you know you've got problems, you know what I mean? Hi, Catherine, hope you're well. Dennis, good evening. Hi, Bertie. Hello, Mrs. Groundhog Day. Certainly the same old stuff, isn't it? Neil, Noble, day one clean. I'm going to give it my very best, of course. If you go into any of the videos description, there's a link there to one-to-one. I've had a lot of one-to-one mentoring last few days. With people who are really searching for the answer. Well, we know what the answer is. It's once you get off it, it's staying off it and having that mindset, isn't it? Disturbing. And I did the video tonight about breaking free. You have to break free from it. To break free, you have to change your mindset completely. You have to become a different person. Because when you look back at your typical week, I know this I didn't work Monday to Friday, but just a typical week, I'm going to pretend it's Monday to Friday. Monday would be a struggle because of the booze from the weekend. Tuesday would be a struggle. Wednesday, you're getting a little bit better, maybe have a few drinks. But I'll still have a few every day. Thursday, I'm thinking, wow, it's nearly the weekend. Friday, you go crazy. Saturday, you go even more crazy. Sunday, you get the Sunday fears. You've only got one clear day. They work 9 to 5. A lot of people use that clear day to basically hit the booze, don't you? If you're drinking and trying to recover. Sleep, there's a recovery, and sleep and food, you can't do those when you've got a family and you're busy. Charlie, is this stating 14 units doable? I can't do that. Just wondering if anyone has achieved. Charlie is asking there, can anybody else stick to a certain amount? I couldn't taper off. I couldn't stick to a certain amount. You've got to be extremely disciplined to do that. I mean, you've got to be disciplined to stay off it. But once I was off it, I was always okay. I did try to go down and stick to a certain amount of units, but it never worked. Because something always comes up. You see somebody and you think, well, I'll go and meet him or her, or say, do you fancy a pint? and you go to the booze, don't you? Next thing you know, you're in there all day. That's a problem, isn't it? So staying to a certain amount of units is possible, but whether you can do it or not, I don't know. It's conscious effort, and some people can taper off. Depends what sort of level of alcohol, or alcoholism, or heavy drinking they're at, really, because there's different stages, isn't it? It's classed as social drinking. Alcoholics can't do that. Not at all. There's no chance of becoming a social drinker. Once you cross the border, as it were, then you're never going to be a social drinker again, because your whole life's going to be taken up with booze. Again. And it's a massive impact when you've been clean for a while, your body detoxifies, and if you have a drink again, it can cause all sorts of problems. It can cause alcoholic poisoning if you've been out for a lot of years and you just have a few drinks. If you try and drink the same amount that you did when you stopped, if that makes sense, it's going to be a whole world of trouble. That's the issue here. Charlie, my doctor has recommended stating maximum 14 years. If you can do that, definitely, yeah. I mean, that's what's been recommended by the medics. I mean, they don't know how you feel, remember. They're just going off a plan. Because the only person who can tell you about alcoholism is an alcoholic. But doctors can medicate. They can, they've got a very broad-based knowledge of a lot of things, especially GPs. Hospital doctors are the experts on it. But yeah, if you said that, then try and stick to it. If you can. I couldn't. I don't know if anybody else can. Sit at 14 units. That's a good question there. How many are you normally drinking, Charlie? It's 14 units to 7 pints, isn't it? Cheers, Charlie. Is that 7 pints? Is it half a pint, 1 unit? I suppose it is, isn't it? Yeah. It depends on what you like. This Neil said what you're actually drinking. So volume-wise now, what type of drinks you have. Okay, so 7 pints. That's 1 a day, isn't it? Obviously, it's easy to work out. 1 a day with me wouldn't touch the sides. So for me, it wasn't possible. But some people it is. For me, the best advice people from me is to stop completely. That's the only way. If you think you've got a problem. Charlie, you're from Craver. You've got to think about how ill you could be. That'll keep you off it. John, honestly, if I don't get all that unit business, I don't, John. I used to just stay hard at 12 pints, probably more sometimes. And this thing about having a high tolerance thing, you jack the lad, I look back, it's pure stupidity, isn't it? Oh, God, I can drink 20 pints. We're so good for you. You're an idiot. And, it's just one of them things, isn't it? You cannot just even envisage drinking anywhere near that now. It was madness. How many did you used to drink? I used to drink masses, but I used to drink regularly. Even when I was at work, I didn't have a lot. Just like 3 or 4 cans. But with my days off, I'd go a bit crazy. I could drink 20 pints easy. Holidays the same, probably more. But I always had long drinks. Now I did spirits or wine. Tried them, didn't like them. Rocky, I'm currently drinking from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Caring for my dad, ill health. Been at it now for 6 months solid. Before he was 8 months sober. Have you? There's a problem. What you see, we've all done it. Don't be ashamed of that. You've gone back on it. You relapsed. If you go on the description of or even just text me on this number, I'll take you to a link. So I do a lot of one-to-one support, and I'll help people get off it. You see, if you've been on it for another 6 months, it's so difficult to get off. Once you're on the wrong train, it's further away, isn't it? It's more expensive to get back. Habitual drinking, definitely. Breaking the habit is hard. It is. It's 100%. The people going about this genetic link and all that. Personally, I think it is basically habit which turns into an addiction. But me, I quite like the buzz. I quite like the taste and all this, but it was not good. If I don't 1 pint, I would be back to square on me. But I'd be dead. Yeah, I'd be dead, 100%. It was just a question of basically changing your life, but changing your life for the better. You know what I mean? You're not changing for the worst. The thing is with alcohol, you're at a sort of base level of feeling terrible, but you can improve your life massively, Steve, can I ask you a question? My doctor asked me. Yes, certainly, Charlie. Mark, good to see you. John, what's John? Hi, Stephen. Hope you're well. Very well. John, another John. Paul Hart. Hi, guys. Hello, mate. Best to see you all here. Best all here. Thanks very much. He sashed. Are you a heavy drinker or an addict? He asked that, did he? Well, how would you know? You're supposed to be asking him that, aren't you? I would say you're a heavy drinker, but I don't know you. So unless I did a one-to-one, so went through a story with you, or your story, I wouldn't be able to tell really. He should be able to tell. John, 100% it starts out social, then a habit, then addiction. Of course it does, yeah. So, Mara, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I was just talking about breaking free from this habit we have. Well, it's controlled, it's not just a habit. It's a habit it becomes an addiction. And I don't think many of us realise the power of alcohol addiction, to be fair. When we start drinking, we think, well, it'll be all right. Not as bad as the guy in the corner who's been drinking whiskey for 12 years. But we start off with this belief that we can control it. All right, Adams, I have a pain in my right side. I drink a bottle of wine a night. Is this an issue? Bottle of wine, depending on your size, what you've had to eat, your age, your overall health, is a little bit too much, but it's not really massively excessive. It's not good. It's worth it. Definitely get it checked out. Definitely get it checked. Charlie, some great helpful comments on here. Much appreciated. You're welcome. You're welcome, Charlie, as always. Neil, he's a heavy drinker as an addict. Yeah, you might be right. Jason, just missed a comment. Well, it's all good, no drama. That's good. No drama. That's what I want. Peace without alcohol. I hope you benefit from these lives. If you do, please support the channel with a super chat, or there's a buy me a coffee link at the top there. Let's keep it going. I know we're not doing them every night now, but we can maybe do every other night or something. Come up with some sort of plan. I think every night's too much for people, to be fair. I don't mind doing it, but people get a bit, oh God, not again, you know. So let's support the channel, keep it going, keep it strong, and we're still going to do this meetup in January. But we'll get bigger, busier and busier. Jonathan, James, Stephen, you're about 20 years older than me. I think of you like the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Who is everybody's screws? You're showing me what will happen if I don't change my ways. Oh, you've got to change your ways, otherwise you'll not be here. RM thanks. So if that pain doesn't go away unless you stop even, then it's never far away. Yeah, you best get any aches and pains, get them checked, because alcohol will make everything else worse. You've got some minor issues. You can get better. Charlie Dack, thanks so much for that super chat. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Charlie. First one of the night. It's good support for the channel now. If anybody wants to drop a super chat in, please do. And the coffee link's at the top as normal. Thanks again. Kevin, I find you very encouraging. Well, you've got to be positive in life, you know. You've got to think of the best things in life. I mean, you've got to live for the day a little bit as well. But if you're drinking, it's a struggle. I know it is because I lived with it for 6 years. But I worked out, I said the other day, that I only drank. I drank 5 years out of the last 20. Hence, I've recovered to a reasonable level, although my liver has some scarring. But I had the check last Friday and everything was fine. So that's good from my point of view. And obviously, buy the best food you can afford. Do some exercise. I don't sleep particularly well, not because I'm worried about anything. I've got this fear of missing out on the news, and I listen to a lot of news on the radio and things, you know. And I had all these years, for the 5 years when I was really ill, between 2014 and 19, I've got to catch it up a little bit, you know. Well, Sean, I've started back on that usual film. Oh, and abuse. I've been on it before and it works for me. That's good. Well done, Walsh, John. Well done. If you need any further help, there's a link in the description part of the videos. Jonathan James, when it's Halloween, could you dress as a Grim Reaper to make it more than I could do? Can we all do that? That'd be good, wouldn't it? Do like a team meeting. How are you doing tomorrow? Jason Ray's evening all. Hello, Jason. Hope you're well. Nice to see a few regulars back on here again. So 2 nights off. Did you miss it? I mean, be serious if you can. Because I got some lovely rest. Actually, not just had some nice food, did a little bit of cooking. Neil, yes, you missed it. Okay. I'm just doing a bit of experimentation with it. John Doe Orms, get any strange aches and pains checked out. It may seem trivial. It could and probably will be nothing, but get it checked, mate. Of course, no. Just go to the doctor. You need it checked. you must get it checked. That's what they're there for, isn't it? If they won't see you, if the receptionist says, no, you can't come in, just go down to the doctor and say, I need to see somebody now. Do you care to see you? 15 years of the drink, so brilliant. Kathy, thanks for the work you do from Minnesota. Thanks to see you, Kathy. That was a terrible shooting in America, wasn't it? I didn't even know who this guy was until I saw the shooting. I thought, it's hideous. Politics and death. It just shows you how fragile life is, isn't it? 1 minute here, next minute you're gone. That's really bad. Kevin, how's your digestion improved since you stopped drinking? I still have digestion problems. Got no problems with anything. Would you believe? And I'm 63. Well, I mean anything, if you get what I mean. Billy, was it on and off? Thanks. I will. Good. Get it checked. Yeah, I think you have to get it checked. Any niggle you've got. And don't be frightened to go to the doctors. This is another problem alcoholics have. I still use that word. I don't use alcohol use disorder. It's just what alcoholics are and alcoholic. It's as simple as that. Another problem is if you get a minor issue, you feel a bit unwell about something, you tend not to go to the doctors. You put it off. Wow, Jason, what a massive donation. Thanks so much for that. Cheers, Jason. Really appreciate that. And thanks very much. It helps the channel hugely, and it's a really good thing you did there. Appreciate that, Jason, and all the best to you. Hope you're well. Samantha, how you doing? Hope you're well, Samantha. Nice to see you. Had a couple of days off, just to rest and recuperate, do some painting and things like that. So I'm back on again, as you can see. Oh, hi, Magpie. Hi, mate. Glad you're live. Helps me try more. Good. Well, you've got my number. If you need any further assistance, any one-to-one, anything like that, then please get in touch. Thanks again for the super chat so far. It's going really well. Charlie Kirk, RIP, not getting political, but I wanted to mention it. Yeah, it was a horrendous shooting, wasn't it? I don't know if you saw it, the rest of you, but it wasn't good at all, especially when it's a political rally, isn't it? It's just a public place, but apparently there's only 6 police officers there, which is horrendous, isn't it? Not good at all. So getting back on topic again, breaking free. It's the best thing in the world, to be free of the alcohol, because it is a trap, and you feel as if you're never going to get out of it. But there is a way out, and you have to be very strong. Once you get to the point of being sober, then you have to realise that you've got to stay sober, and your mindset has to change, and your way of life has to change. It sounds a bit dramatic, that, but that's the only way to get well, because your health is your wealth. You've heard that 1,000 times. There's probably a better saying than that. Probably Samantha's got a better one. Or the health is your wealth, and it's 100% true, that, because when I was ill, all I thought was, God, what a waste. And I saw people die in that ward, and it's a bit grim, but this is the reality of it. And that's what I mean about we don't realise the power of this addiction, because it's hideous and it's horrific when you see people, really struggling in the hospitals, and younger people, much younger than any of us, in the 20s and 30s, and they're getting cirrhosis of the liver. I mentioned it then. This is a chat for alcoholics and recovering alcoholics. John Doe, yes, rest in peace, Charlie, who was the voice of reason. I think we just talked about Alex. It was a bit of a shock. It's just a young bloke, It's about alcohol, Betty. We know it is. But it's just, I was trying to get the point across that you're here today, gone tomorrow. And you have to realise how precious life is, and don't take things for granted. If you can get out and have a walk in the park, then do so. And don't take the booze, because the booze will shorten your life. That was the point I'm making, really. It's not. We're not here for very long when you work it all out. And, you see people and they go, well, 31, gone. And I've got, ex-colleagues from the Met who died when they were young because of alcohol and other reasons as well. So it's just a reinforcement of look after yourself, if that makes sense. Look after your health, look after the ones that you care for, and enjoy your life. Because I didn't enjoy my drinking days. I don't know if anybody else did. But when I got past maybe the ages of mid-20s, life was a struggle because of alcohol. And it can be horrendous, as you all know in here. Well, John, can I ask if anyone here with alcohol addiction also struggles with gambling? I struggle with both. Well, sure, I've never really gambled. I mean, I tried a little bit of football. I tried a little bit of betting when I was ill, but I never won the. I meant to have a couple of pounds here and there. But I've never been a gambler. I know some people who gambled and they've lost the whole lot, everything, very quickly. Because gambling, you can lose so much so quickly, can't you? If you're addicted to alcohol and gambling, once you've had a few drinks, your inhibition's lower, and you're going to gamble more. That's the issue, isn't it? So it's you need to get some help with that. Nick, evening all from sunny Tenerife. So far, so good. No, even thought of drink. Brilliant. That's good. I'm glad you've kept off it. Neil, sorry, Nick. Enjoy the weather. Cars, thanks very much for that super chat. Nice to see you. How are you, Cars? Let us know how you're doing. I really appreciate that, Cars. Hope you're well. There's obviously other things in life too. Of course it is, yeah. Of course it is, I agree. We can talk about anything we want. Samantha, hi, Nick. Good job. Keep that. Yeah, definitely well done, Nick. If you're on holidays, big temptation, very big temptation. So, you're doing really well there. Nick, fair play. Keep going, of course. We're in Tenerife. I've been to Las Americas a couple of times. There's a good rock bar there. And they do some good non-alcoholic lager. I can't remember the name of it. Thank you, Cass. Neil Hughes. Yeah, don't gamble. Gambling and booze don't mix, of course don't. I mean, the thing with booze is you do a lot of stupid things. People, I got into, well, not me in trouble. I know a few people got into trouble with taxi drivers and all sorts of things. When they had too much drink, started fights and all this sort of kind. I'm not a policeman here. Nick, thanks for Sam and Steve. You're welcome, Nick. Just keep strong and keep fighting on, And the thing is, if you had a drink tonight, Nick, you'd come back on the plane drinking. That's not pretty good, is it? Kaz, I'm okay, Steve. It was about time I put something in for you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Kaz. You're welcome. Gareth Murphy, hey, Stu and all the gang. Just saying hello from Dublin. We were there not long ago, actually. I'm doing good at the moment and starting to feel much better. I hope everyone is doing good as well. We'll have a good night on one day at a time. 100%. I tried the Guinness Zero over there a few weeks ago. It was really good. From the tap, from the pump. Cheers, but yeah, it's ideal. Everything to support the channel, fantastic. Yeah, so to break free, you need the mindset change. You need the change of habit. You've got to find something that's more important to you than drinking and more healthy, obviously, than the booze. Because if you can't do that, you're going to go straight back down the old I'm bored route, which is the most dangerous one. Isn't it? I'm bored. I'm missing out on what's happening in the pub. Nothing's really happening in the pub. It's the same thing as happened yesterday, really, isn't it? The same people are going to be in the same seats, more or less. And I've even noticed when I was drinking quite a lot that there's a changeover time. You know what I mean? There's a changeover time with, if it's like 5 o'clock, different people come in. That makes sense, It's crack, isn't it? John Doe, yeah, well said. Completely winded in a bit. Yeah. So yeah, everyone's doing well so far. Garth, you've got your rehab coming up soon as well. Garth, doing good. Keep going. You will feel much better as time goes on. And the more you're off it, or the longer you're off it, the more chance you've got of staying off it. And obviously, just keep focused on relapse prevention. That's the thing. And the best way to prevent relapse is to have another interest. Simple as that, I think. Richard, hi Stu, good to be back. Nice to see you, Richard. Neil, but there you go again. Yeah, you're right. Cormac, well, yeah, hi Stephen and everyone else in the chat. Nice to see you, Cormac. If you benefit from these lives, please drop a super chat in. There's a few other people have done already, which is brilliant. Or buy me a coffee links at the top. It helps to support the channel. Keeps things current and moving along. Please don't take the piss, Berry. Well said, Kaz. Nick, Las Americas. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Where is that hotel then? Is that on the front? Because I've heard of that. It's quite a nice one, isn't it? The first time I've been away and not drunk. Yeah, it's good having it's good to have a sober holiday. because you actually see things in a different light. You'll enjoy your breakfast. You know what I'm saying? You'll enjoy your morning coffee, your bit of toast, that sort of thing. Guys, thanks so much, Amanda. Hope you're well. Bertie, I take it you're drinking again. Best not come. Yeah, you keep if you read one more comment, then just get rid of them. So yeah. Steve Wright, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Neil Barnham, I'm sick of him. Okay, we'll get rid of him. He's a bit of a dick, isn't he, sometimes? He's been on a short leash, like, hasn't he? We'll have to get rid of him because some people just come back and they never learn, you know. It's like the kids at school, eventually they get expelled, don't they, you know? That's the thing. Yeah, so Nick, getting back to Nick here, he's on holiday. This is always a big risk for people, holidays. It's a bit like the summertime for some people, the wintertime for me was, or especially Christmas, you know. Because I'm drinking tonight too, but no excuse being an idiot. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Some people can't, well, some people never learned, I think, to be honest with you. Just one of them things. So holidays, Christmas time. I mean, you're thinking, what's it? 11th September. 3 months' time, you're going to be seeing all the Christmas lights and that. And, well, the pubs will all be lit up and whatnot, won't they? Very tempting to go into a pub. A couple of weeks before Christmas, nice and warm. People are in there and great time. I think you're having a great time. I went to a pub last Christmas about 4 p.m. a couple of days before Christmas. It was packed. Just someone in Gosforth, my local place. I actually came out of the pub because I couldn't stand the noise and the carry on. A few years ago, I'd be right in the middle of it. Now, you find it's totally different when you're off the booze. You won't want to go in the pubs. Anytime you will is when you've had a few drinks at home. You got the bottle, you know. Well, so I'm enjoying a sober holiday, but also excited for it. Mad feeling. It will be good. Yeah, you feel better. It's the only reason we think we can drink on holidays is we've got more recovery time, aren't we? What's the point? You're doing a holiday, you're going to come back a mess. 100%. 100%. Yes, near the Golden Mile, near the Hard Rock. Oh, I know the Hard Rock is. There's a big shopping centre over there, isn't it? With the fountains and all that. They play that music at night. It's really good. There's an Indian in there as well. So there's all these places you can go when you're on holiday. You can find different places, see, when you're sober. When you're drinking, what I tend to do when I was drinking on holiday was to basically go to the nearest bar. And I never went any further than that because the bar's there. There's probably another boozer somewhere next to it or an off license or something. And you just circulate around a very small area as long as you're getting your booze and the sun's out. But you can't take these hangovers as you get on in years. I even in my 20s, I suffered from bad hangovers, you know. And people I knew at work said, "Oh, I'm all right." And I'm thinking, I'm not fucking all right. No hangovers. I always used to feel a little bit dizzy, but I kept doing it because I thought, well, I'll just go with the flow. I thought it was normal. Probably wasn't. It was catching up with me even when I was younger, I think. If that makes sense. John Doe, 86,000 seconds. I clicked 24 hours. I never let a hangover kick in. Right. How do you deal with hangovers, John? Because I found it difficult. Russell Fogg, 2 weeks sober, Saturday afternoons I find hard work, but I feel getting a little bit more clarity back as time goes on. That's good. Well done, Russell. 2 weeks is fantastic. It really is. I couldn't have done 2 hours years ago. So well done to Russell. And everybody else coming in. Yeah, Safari Centre School. That's it, Nick. Yeah, Safari Centre. Yeah. So Mona, never interested me going into a pub once I stopped drinking. What would be the point? I only went in there to get blooded and talk shit and spend money I didn't have. That's true. I do pop in now and again. During the day. Neil Hughes, 2 weeks it is good. Yeah. 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but one day at a time. As I said before, it's emotional. It's an emotional hit if somebody says, right, you can't drink ever again. I know I can't. But, when I was told that when I was in my late 20s, you shouldn't be drinking at all, I'm thinking, wow. But I was still drunk. I thought, young and fit. And this is once we're past the invincible stage, then we realise, but I know a guy, as I mentioned it before, he's had pancreatitis twice. And he takes 17 tablets to keep himself alive. he still drinks. He's not disabled, he still walk the pub and get on a bus and dares to drive a car if you've had a sober day. But he's in a hell of a mess physically. After 2 weeks, pal, happy days. Yeah, very well done. Very well done. And, it's got to be like, you've got to focus on every day. You've got to focus. And you've got to be committed to it. It was a full-time job being a drinker. It's a full-time job, but in a much better way being sober. I would have a drink next morning, but 2 weeks sober, now getting it. Now I'm getting it. Good. Well done. We see getting people sorted, don't we? Come out the hangovers or what makes us want to get a cure. And before we know it, we're pissed again the worst hangover the next day. That's it. It's a vicious cycle, isn't it? Russell, I've got a couple of events in October to go, worrying already about them and alcohol, but just trying to take one day at a time. So all you can do, just be strong for yourself. Because don't waste your breath or time on clown like him. We'll all support you. Yeah, 100%. There's Bertie removed. Yeah, you better be. But I think we'll just keep him away, isn't it? He's shown his true colour. I can't be bothered with him. It's a serious thing, this, but we all have a laugh as well. But you don't want dickheads coming in and spoiling it. Frank, student, 24 hours may seem to happen for me. Taking all the AA meetings I can. Okay. As I said before, I never took the AA, but a lot of people use it, and a lot of people are successful with it, which is great, isn't it? At the end of the day, we're only here for one reason. And that's to get healthy again, or to get healthier than we are. Well done, Russell. Keep it strong. You got it. I did a little video today, and I think this is my point of view. I think some addicts are more robust than social drinkers, because I think we overcompensate now. We don't drink, so we get ourselves more healthy. We eat better, cook a bit more food at home. Don't eat rubbish. We don't abuse our bodies as much. We're a little bit more careful of what we drink water-wise. Take some hydrate, drink a few coffees, all that sort of thing, and and try and get a bit more rest and all that sort of thing. Folks, thanks for all your comments. Yeah, just keep pushing. Samantha, really, let's take it one day at a time. Well done. Yeah, 100%, Samantha. Done really well. There's a few people in here done really well, and it's good to see progression, because you don't want to digress. Go back the other way. Because it would take you straight back. Mine did at 8 years sober, then a few drinks, I was gone and nearly died from that. So you have to be very careful. But the longer you're sober, the more chance you've got of staying sober, if that makes sense. Because Dennis, thank you. We all have our own piss and shit to deal with this disease. I can't be ours for no heads, I agree. Cool, well done, Russell. But Steve, yes, his demons. Yeah, but you shouldn't be bringing them in here. We've all got demons. John, I can't go in a pub if I'm not drinking. I've never been able to give up long term. The most I've ever done is 5 days. Well done, anyone. That's a long term. So, okay, John, we know where I am. If you need any, I do one-to-one. I'll help you, and we'll get you off it. Stick with this and stick with the other stuff you're doing, and your time will come, 100%. Richard, I think I inherited drunkenness from my dad. Some people say that. I think it's learned behaviour, maybe. Do you not? See, my parents had a lot of booze stashed away, but didn't drink very much. Well, what I mean by a lot of booze is they used to make batches of home brew lager. I used to have loads of it when they were away and things. But they didn't have it in such quantity as me, if that makes sense. So they did have it, but they weren't alcoholics at all. I mean, my dad was 92 when he died, and my mother's 94 and she's still going. So, but they were just social drinkers. And I could never ever do that, unfortunately. I hope you benefit from these lives. If you do, please feel free to drop a super chat and support the channel, or the Buy Me Coffee links at the top there as well, if you want to do that. Well, on community drug and local alcohol team. Right, that's good then. I don't think we had anything like that. I think I got a number for somewhere, but I was too ill to get there. I think the one I went to used to breathalyze you. Not that I was driving, but just do a test on you. Richard T used to take the mickey out of me, broke his marriage, right? Because I managed 4 days sober, brilliant. Can't deal with not sleeping or not functioning, nothing was getting done. Yeah, you got to work through that, Kaz, Did you feel any better when you didn't drink, Kaz, or not? Because if you're still feeling terrible, there's maybe I need to get something from the doctor for sleeping. I'm not sure if that's possible, but the only time I ever came off it was with medication. I could never stop me on, and that's why I got in such a mess in 2019. Sleep comes back after 7 days. Okay, Neil, that's a good point. If you feel more rested after 7 days, then your sleep will come back. Feel a bit more relaxed again. Because sleep is so important, isn't it? And resting yourself, resting your mind as well is important. Because the pressure's on at the moment with jobs, with the economy. A lot of people are struggling for cash. The cost of living is horrendous. And people worry about their jobs. People are worrying more about their jobs now because there's more pressure on them. And, you've got to remember that you've got to really, really you've got to get a balance. A work-life balance, I think, is the key. And if you're stressing too much about work and you lose your job, that can drive you to drink as well. It's a vicious cycle, isn't it? I just said to my partner the other day, go to Asda, and you see all these people rushing in. It's 6:30 or whatever. The majority will go in there for a little bit of grub and maybe a few cans of bottle of wine every night of the week, and then they'll go in for more on the Friday. Chris, I take welcome to specific. Oh, no, thanks for that membership. That's really good of you. Appreciate that. Really good. Thank you. Thanks for the super chat tonight as well. It makes a massive difference. It supports the channel and it allows me to keep going on a regular basis. There's nothing friendly about a drunkard. Yeah, it's true. My dad used to say, everyone likes to drink, but nobody likes to drunk. Never forgot that. Never forgotten that. And thanks, Christopher. Appreciate that. Can I just say I paid for this holiday with the money I saved from not drinking? Surprisingly, that's okay. Well said, Nick. Yeah, it does. It's incredibly quick. As I said in the last few videos, or last year that I've been doing this, I spent a fortune. Well over £1,000 a month. Well over £1,000 a month. I was doing a lot of awards. I did earn quite a bit, but that's besides the point. A lot of it went on booze. And something was £1,500 a month. £50 a day. I was getting £50 a day out of the cash point. That was a long time ago. It was central London prices. But you can imagine. Taxis, food, restaurants, and what used to put in those machines, the quiz machines and the one on band. Remember the quiz machines, the snooker one and all that? That's going back to the 80s and 90s when drinking was really as expected of you. All the boozers were busy every lunchtime, every night time. And then the old day drinking came in. It was just crazy. But Nick, he's paid for the holiday just from the savings. If you do that for a couple of years, you can start putting money into investment accounts and all sorts. Such a big difference. I did feel a tad better, but the tiredness was just madness. Again, the dreams. I know what you're saying. You've got to try and fight that and fight through it. It is hard. And if somebody said to me, you've got to stop for a week, I would have been, oh my God, I can't even stop for an hour. So you've done well to do 4 days. You have. Well, trying to give me the anti-beast prescription, Steve, plus other help. Ask your doctor about getting with chat. CDAT. Okay, I've been offered for a long time, but it's good for everybody else. What Welsh John said there. Ask your doctor about getting this the care teams and stuff. There's going to be something in every area, isn't it? You've got to make an effort to do something because you don't want to be in this cycle of addiction and drinking more, and then you've got the loneliness, and so it goes on, and your body breaks down. And I'll mention again, you don't get yourself checked out for other things. You don't get your teeth done. You don't get your eyes checked. You don't do other things. You should be getting regular blood tests and all this sort of thing. Well, they have given me the anti-beast prescription, C plus other help. I should talk about getting this CDT. Okay. Well said, yeah. I mean, there is some help, obviously, in some areas. I know a lot of people try to get into rehab. I'm working with a guy at the moment who's trying to get into rehab. He's having terrible problems. I think there's only about 2 or 3 beds for rehab in all the northeast, which isn't a lot, is it? I mean, that's crazy when you think about it. So it's forcing people into, in my view, getting meds off the internet, or what I did, which is self-medicate. And that's extremely dangerous because you got no record of what you're drinking. and you get this hopelessness feeling. Oh, it's terrible. I can't get out of this. And then if you got this depression, and you think, will I ever get well again? Is tomorrow going to be a better day? It never is it? Unless you can get off it. And I found it extremely hard to get off it, and that's maybe why I self-medicate to the point of, I suppose, self-destruction. Just get off it. I had some crazy thoughts. I think like the Samana is all about, I think I'll do a crime, at least I get some help. I couldn't get any help. I felt like I couldn't. I couldn't get the doctors, you see. That's the issue. Because that's why there's such a long wait for my rehab. They can't come soon enough proper access to meds. That's the thing. I think the Samana mentioned it recently, if it was controlled medication, like methadone for heroin addicts, then that would work well, wouldn't it? But they give you what you need every day, every couple of days, or got a community nurse to come and give you. It would save a fortune in NHS and save a lot of lives as well. There's various conspiracy theories about alcohol, isn't it? All this sort of thing. But it's a massive, massive money spinner. It always has been, isn't it? And drunkenness has been around for a long, long time. But the UK seems to have a particular problem with it, especially with, with linked to violence and crime in general, really. It's just drink, and fight. Brits abroad and all that sort of thing. It's a terrible reputation, isn't it? So we've got to break free from it. That's the main thing. And once you actually escape it, you've got to love sobriety, and you hate the addiction then. But nobody tells us how bad it is until we're right in the middle of it. And you never want to leave it, because you're basically, it's been such a habit since you were young. You think it's the norm. And it is. But, I did a video the other night about, well, it was a little short actually. When you say you don't drink, you get an interrogation. Do you smoke? No. That's it. Why don't you drink? Have you been beating people up? Have you been in prison? Whatever it is. Mad. Richard, well said, Stephen, thank you. So, Welsh John, if you've been given and abused, the option of relapsing is taken away from you, which is 50% of the problem. Temporarily solved. You can now consider getting your life back together. Okay. Good. I've never had anything like that. I had 4 doses of diazepam, which worked. Some I got off the net, which didn't work, and then I was hospitalised. So quite extreme with me. I think I couldn't just stop, because obviously I did try that when I was in my late 30s and I had a seizure. And from then on, I was always frightened of having another seizure, you see. I don't drink 16 mg of antabuse a week, but I crave the alcohol so bad. So, Frank, what are you craving from it then? Is it just the buzz, or? I never really had cravings. I sort of did it because I thought, well, I feel all right now. I'll have to just try a pint. It was a bit more, I've got a bit of a cavalier attitude in life. I said, I don't really care, just have one. It wasn't like, oh God, I must have a drink, until the end. It was like that. But on the middle road, it wasn't so bad, Do you think of a lot in the flat, or was the booze more blanking? I think the booze was just blank. The booze was blank. Anyhow, really, it was like I was drinking to try and feel normal, if that makes sense. Don't trip. It was just basically I didn't feel well, and I thought that would make me feel a bit better. And I was scared I was going to have a seizure, so I drank to dull the pain, I suppose. Really. Welsh John, so if I self-medicated coming off it 2 weeks ago with sleeping pills, it was a bad few days. I don't recommend it. I then went to CDAT sober and got back on the antabuse. Obviously, it works for you. Well done, John. Well done. Well done if you've been on the antabuse. I've never touched anything like that. It was never recommended to me, to be honest. Has anyone here in the chat drunk alcohol while being on antabuse? I've never even taken it, to be honest. So I wouldn't know what it entails, to be fair. But it all sounds a bit grim to me, because it makes it. What is the purpose of this antabuse then? I bet it makes you feel. I mean, I had a friend who took it a few years ago and he ended up having a stroke. I think it was a stroke or a seizure after he took it, because he was still withdrawing, if that makes sense. Excellent, thanks. Don't know, but I seen a friend's father drink on it. Really, what happened there then? If his father was drinking on it, I presume there's hellish problems. Not good at all, I'd imagine. So yes, you've got to really focus on this. Focus every day. Do you want to get healthy or not? Because the choice is yours at the end of the day, isn't it? It's a bit like a game show there. And the choice is yours. The choice is yours to either give up and get well, or continue down the easier route. It's much easier route to continue drinking, continue to associate with people you don't really know that well, and keep going to boozer. Because that's much easier. It's much easier to go to the pub and get out of it, isn't it? Chris Tate at the end, I remember forcing from down 2 bottles of beer, then throwing up each bottle and vowing if I couldn't get the third down, I wouldn't drink. I always managed it. Wow, pity hell. Terrible luck, Chris. Captain Crunch 123. It's the fear of missing out, which is a problem for quite a few people. I agree with that. I agree. But when the fantasy versus reality thing, you're gonna have a really good night, and 2 or 3 pints turns into a walking back home in the rain at 1 o'clock in the morning to an empty flat, freezing cold, with no money left. That's the reality, isn't it? Drop of alcohol and abuse makes extremely ill. Really, made him seriously sick, like vomiting, stomach pain, dizzy, nausea, like he's gonna collapse. Jesus, strong stuff. Like I said, I've never had it. Well, it's John X sub. I drank after starting them for 3 days about 8 years ago and was sick as hell. Bloody hell. So obviously they're very strong, these things, aren't they? Cars. I drank on naltrexone but never ever got drunk. Never had a buzz. That was the whole point of it. Also, the anti-abuse, you have to be careful of aftershaves, perfumes, and mouthwash. Bloody hell. There must be some strong gear, that anti-abuse stuff, isn't it? Sounds pretty horrific to me. Are we getting some benefits from these lives? If you do, please feel free to drop us a chat in or buy me a coffee links at the top there to support the channel. It all helps to keep this channel strong. It's doing very well at the moment, so let's keep it like that. Like an idiot, I drank an anti-abuse. My face blowed out and it went red. My blood pressure increased and I got a headache. I felt like passing out. I thought I was having a heart attack. Jesus Christ. I wonder why that was never mentioned to me. The anti-abuse thing. I did try, to go to the doctors and ask for stuff. They all just saying to me, "Oh, you seem all right to me. Just cut down." What the hell was all that about? I even went to one doctor surgery, was like a community nurse or something. He said, "Oh, you seem all right. Why don't you just try Shandy?" I mean, that's nonsense, isn't it? I wasn't taken seriously. I was never taken seriously by the doctors. I think I used to make too much of an effort to be sober, even though I had a drink. I might wear a decent suit or something. It was fucking stupid. I should have just let my hair grow, bit of beard on, the bloody dripping down my front, pair of shorts and no socks. Then I might have got some help. That was done to me by my father, He always used to get dressed up and go to the doctor. Old-fashioned days, wasn't it? Don't trip, but it's too dangerous and people can't just stop taking it. Right, okay. It's interesting about this anti-abuse. I'm not quite sure what it's all about. I'm learning now. Well, John, anti-abuse, the brand name for the generic drug diffusal rim, is a prescribed medication used to treat chronic alcohol disorder. It works for an aversion therapy. Okay. Interesting. John, producing extremely unpleasant symptoms of any alcohol is consumed while taking the medication. Is used alongside counselling and other support programs, not as a standalone care. Okay, John, there's a lot of information there, which is good. Something I didn't know. I learn something every time I come on here. There's always a snippet of information, isn't there? Something good. I don't know if anybody else has taken anything else. I think Librium is a thing nowadays, but I haven't had any medication since 2006. So it's nearly 20 years ago. And I don't take anything now. And heart is fine, blood pressure is fine, nothing. Frank, I eat my cravings away and then it'd be better fat than drunk. Good point. Definitely right. You always lose the weight, but you're never going to repair your heart or your liver or your pancreas, are you? If you keep drinking. Don't do it. Yeah, it is meant to be really bad. It says extremely unpleasant. Well, it's obviously very strong, isn't it? But if it gets you off the booze, then it gets you off the booze. When you're just taking up Cass's point there, it felt rough for 4 days, and it does take a long time to feel well. Well, not a long time. It takes a while. It's not going to be. I couldn't turn back 30 odd years of drinking in a week. It's taken me a while to get strong again and get my mind right and get my body right, and learn to relax a bit. It helps if you've got a good partner. It helps if you've got some friends, or maybe you've got some interests, and it helps if you've got a little bit of money coming as well. If you've got too much stress. You've got to find something, like I said, that's more important to you than and drink. And even if you just go and do some volunteering work, get out and meet somebody. Because it's so easy, as I said before, just to sit around and think, I'll just go to the pub. You've got to get a structure in your life. If you don't do that, you don't know where you are. So your day will start at 9:30, 10 in the morning. You don't know what we do now? Well, I'll go to the pub. So you've got a structure to it and some purpose. Then you will feel better. It's not going to be easy. No, it's not an easy thing to give up all these years of booze. Well, so even if you stay on it for 6 months or a year, your mind is in the right place then. Okay, so sounds good stuff. You improve after 7 days. Seeing STP. Hi, Stephen. All day. It's a good day. Well done. How are you finding it? Nice to see you on here. I know it's difficult. Nobody finds it easy. But as long as you feel a bit better in a few days, it's worth the battle, because once you win it, then you really do reap the rewards 1,000-fold. Nothing better than being sober. I haven't met anybody who's got sober who regrets it. I mean, a few people do fall off the wagon and relapse, but sometimes that is not a conscious decision. It's maybe they've had a bit of trouble, a bit of bereavement, or some stress, and they say it's conscious decision, but somebody said, "Oh God," you always reach for something, don't you? In times of trouble, hit them thumbs up here. Yeah, thanks very much. Hit the like and button on the thing, and if you know anybody else who needs some help, get them on here or look at the channel. There's a lot of videos on there as well. A lot of good information. There's a lot of good comments from people like yourselves on the video. A lot of information. Kathy, yes. Thanks so much, Kathy, for that super chat. Really appreciate that. Thanks so much. What a difference that makes. Massive. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Kathy. I'm trying to put a little heart in there. I hope you're well. I hope you come back again and visit us. It's amazing, isn't it, to think that you can actually, talk to people in America. Because it was, I suppose, it's quite a new thing. Not a new thing for me, but you know what I mean. I wasn't brought up with a school. I don't think many of us were brought up with a school. It's an incredible thing, isn't it? The internet, to be able to speak to people and to be able to converse with them, and like Kathy from the United States, I mean, I used to have a pen pal when I was about 12 years old from America, and that was about as far as we could go with a pen pal, isn't it? Thanks again, Kathy. Appreciate it. I hope you're very well, and I know you're behind in time. It's about 2 o'clock there or something, 3 o'clock. Don't trip. My drinking switched when a situation was going on in the street and I couldn't sleep. It was near Christmas and had port and I was downing the bottles. See, anything can set you off, can't it? Yeah, somewhere on there. Thank you, Kathy, for supporting the channel. Endorse that 100%. Cars, believe me, those 4 days were hell. All I thought about was having a drink and cravings. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it, Kathy? Kaz? It really is horrendous. Kathy, thank you, sir. You're welcome, Kathy. It's good to see you. We're here to help. Don't trip. Then it was like to stop the anxiety, and I listened to music, and then I was like, "Oh, this stops anxiety," but no, made it worse. Yeah, I get where you come from. Alcohol messes up our minds. It's a mind-altering drug, isn't it? At base, that's what it is, and it's not good, not clever, and it kills people. It's just simple as that. But you can get it on every street corner. You can get it 24 hours a day, and you don't even need to search for it. You can ring up a company, and it'll be there within 20 minutes. I mean, you can get a taxi now, and when these driverless taxis come in, you'll be able to just tap into a machine. 24 cans of Star, or whatever you're going to drink. John, hi, Kaz, hope you're okay. We all know, yeah. Cheers, John. Neil, Kaz, did you go back on it after 4 days? Kaz, you ever heard of the medicine Campral? I've heard of Campral. Again, my mate is on that. I haven't spoken to him. I don't know if he's still alive. I haven't spoken to him for ages. Serious up. Medicine Campral is to relieve alcohol urges, but I got prescribed it 20 years ago because Suboxone wasn't available. Right? So many different medications, aren't there? The only one I know about is that diazepam, which may be old hat now. DD's Plectrum. I've got one friend now. I'm on the Frosties now, even though it makes me so ill. I hardly open the curtains and don't eat. I don't wear clean clothes, and I can see myself dying. Jesus, man. Why didn't you? Where are you from, DD? Text this number. Let's see if we can get it sorted somehow. This Frosty Jack stuff is fucking awful. It's just chemical, isn't it? DD, this number at the bottom is mine. Blackstone, there will soon be drones delivering bottles to people in their beds. That's a very good point. There will be. It's not even a joke. It's true. I'm very surprised at the speed of the AI thing. And I think it's going to cause a lot of problems for alcoholism when people aren't at work as much. And the availability of booze is there. And the time you're able to drink is there. Because I got paid today, so yes, I had to have a drink. I heard, I can't remember what does it do. I'm not sure. I can't remember to stop cravings. I was on it for a few years back. That's if you got cravings. I've never had them, but that's a good thing to have. My cravings, like I say, in the end, were just I must have a drink to stop withdrawal. I don't know if that's the same. All booze is bad, but Frosty is a hardcore one. It is very, very strong, though, isn't it? DD, you're welcome. Saying this stuff, DD's ship sounds very familiar, and the only escape from the madness is to drink more. That's the problem, isn't it? This vicious cycle. Frost is like the crap. What percentage is this Frosty Jack stuff? Don't trip, I was on white cider, younger. Thinkers are so fizzy. It's too hit. It hits quick. Right. That's why I don't like cider. It's very gassy. It is fizzy, gassy. Yeah. Neil Hughes, you nearly cracked it after 4 days. Good luck. Try again. Yeah. Keep going, Kaz. 7.5, Kaz. Thanks. That's quite strong, isn't it? It changed over the years, but it's like 7.5 something. Right. Thanks for that. So it's stronger than a premium lager, then, isn't it? Really. And then we tried that Leffe in a big bottle, like a champagne cork on it. I always drink that in the end. Sometimes. Just try and get something down me. But I was drinking that after about 3 or 4 weeks after I first started drinking, after 8 years sober. So I went straight from sober into pretty strong beers and lagers, to be fair. No wonder I was in a fucking mess. And I don't know how I lost so much weight so quickly. It was like, Jesus. Since for many years, I wouldn't touch a beer under 8%. Yeah, just get a hit, I suppose. Strong beer, I was drinking 12 to 18 cans a day. Still a lot when you're regular drinking. That was my problem. It wasn't just the binge, as it were. I was never clear of it completely. Sometimes I used to have 2 cans, but it was always in my system. Corbett, I live near Sam Smith's pub. Taddy's Lager was my weapon of choice, rocket fuel lager. I've never tried that, Corbett. Well, my pub was always Sam Smith's in central London 20 years ago. I used to drink Iyengarbrau. Have they still got that Iyengarbrau, Cobalt? Or Iyengarbrau pills? John, I'm not undecided, never have been. No, me, it's too gassy. Richard's chicken madras for dinner tomorrow. Nice one. I like chicken madras. Chicken and prawn madras mix is good as well. We've got to eat, haven't we? Don't beside us are chosen by drinkers also as easy to down like a beer by the pint. Right, I see. Like I say, I find it gassy. I suppose if you get rid of the fizz a bit. Scrumpy I've tried before. Getting drunk on cider is such a bad idea. Worst hangover, really. I know there's a lot of chemicals in some of these bottled ciders. The supermarket types. There's a lot of apple in them. But Cobalt, I think that's what the tally is. It was rebranded. It's about 6% or 5%, isn't it? It's really nice lager, that. When he goes to a Sam Smith's pub and they're still drinking, I used to drink this Iyengarbrau. But they've got a couple of... Sam Smith's do their own lagers and beers, I think they've got a lot on license from Germany. They do quite a nice sort of 0% stout as well. Rangelip and then Madras, lightweight, Vindaloo's about... Vindaloo's alright. I was speaking to somebody the other day, somebody on here, said they had a foul. It's like rocket fuel, that. Blackstone, I wouldn't touch alcohol unless I had enough to pass out. Yeah, it's the problem, isn't it? We get so bloody attached to it. You just want to get drunk all the time. Curious equation. From memory, you had health checks. Can you remember what sort of stuff they were testing for? If it confirmed Lewis. I used to get blood tests, like well-man things. I didn't go for a couple of years. And then I found out this liver problem. But cirrhosis and fibrosis can be not always detected on blood tests, so you've got to have a scan. That's why it's called a silent killer. But there's also other things like pancreatitis and all that sort of thing, isn't it? But mine was just curious. Mine was just an ordinary yearly well-man test. Who remembers Zimmer? I used to drink with peach snaps. Never heard of Zimmer's. Signal up. Signal I just put it called TSP. I've never heard of that, Zimmer, because I don't get hangovers with the cider. Just a permanent state of withdrawal. I never started shaking until I get in the place. So, did you know? I look into the shrimp one. So, yeah, get shrimp and chicken mixed. Ask for king prawn though. And a tip for any Chinese takeaway: don't get any onions in it. They'll not like you, but it's much better. Because you've got to eat, even if you're eating rubbish, as it were, not rubbish, but takeaways, you've got to eat something if you're still drinking. Don't you? I've never had a 0% drink in my life. I think it tasted like some years ago when they started getting popular. Never drank a pint of zero. It's all right. Klaus Taylor was the one that was popular when I was young. Horrible. I still remember drinking a nice lager years back in Belgium called Jubilee. Never heard of that one. Ranji Boom, anybody remember that one? Frank Stein, I really love you folk being live with this. Charles Meetings. Thanks, Frank. I'm not doing them live every night, but maybe, doing a few times a week, though. Definitely. It's good. It brings a lot of people in to the chat, and we learned a lot, I think. Yes, remember, well, man, I had slightly less ALT 3 years ago. How are you now? Curious. TSP, I was at a gas station today, right next to the register. They had a supply. I looked at it and said, used before drinking or while drinking. When I get drunk, I expect to be punished for a deal. Yeah, it's not good, is it? Right next to the register, they had a supply. It said, used before drinking or while drinking. But, the withdrawal is kindling, not the cider. Yeah, it could be that if you're off and on. Fucking withdrawals, horrendous. Cobalt, in 2 months, so I'm 2 months sober tomorrow. I had a blood test 2 months ago, and my liver test came back okay, but I'm still worried I've done some damage. As long as I keep on not drinking, I know it won't get any worse. Still best getting a check if you can, Cobalt, because my liver test come back as good or normal. And, I've had a hell of a history. Liver can heal also long as not scarred. It's one of the strongest ones. Yeah, but I've got some scarring. Even if you're scarred, you can still live a long time, a normal life. As long as you don't touch the booze. Watch your weight, be careful, and look after yourself. It's as simple as that. A lot of people, I said earlier, who are being addicts are much stronger than social drinkers because they don't touch anything. And sorry, we're a bit conceited about that, but when you get sober, you think, I'm a bit better than that, really, and I feel better. The liver is the only organ that can regenerate 100%. Because if my drink was Crest Super 10%, wow, I could never drink that sort of stuff, that dark, like tarry coloured beer. It wasn't very nice at all. I hope you get some value from these lives. If you do, please hit the buy me coffee button at the top there and all the super chats. It's not monetized, this. So it helps with the flow. It's not monetized, but if you want to support the channel, please do that. Stephen Fowler is not authentic. It's invented for thrill seekers. Even Vindaloo is not Indian. Portuguese. Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks, Alex. Vindaloo's Portuguese. I didn't know that at all. We were in Portugal a few weeks ago. They ate a lot of fish. Sup from lager energy drinks. Once upon a time, silly. Yeah, I don't know what they do. They just damage the system. Those energy drinks, don't they, Richard? Don't you? Yeah, that's it. Like, even when some scarring can be all right. Oh, yes. Yeah, as long as your liver functions right. Your liver function will be fine if you don't poison it again. Nice cobalt. I remember when my liver enzymes were sky high and triglycerides sides. I quit drinking, and my next blood test 2 months later, everything was perfect. Weird, isn't it? Urban Angst, how you doing? Nice to see you. How are you getting on? What is Tickety Boo? Nice to see a few regulars back. And it's nice to the lives again. We always learn a bit on here, I hope each of us learns something. Curious question. My daily habit took hold during the pandemic when my mother died. But to be fair, I always liked to get steaming before then, but less frequently. This is the problem I see with AI. Oh, that's itchy. With AI, there'll be less jobs, there'll be more opportunity to drink, more people work from home. TSP sent 5 lifetime lifestyle gift vouchers. Thanks so much, TSP. That's wonderful. Well done for doing that. Thanks. Really appreciate that. Excellent. That. Wow. Now, pancreas, that's different if I had pancreatitis. That's different if I had damage then in trouble. Pancreas, yeah. Thanks, TSP. I don't know how you do that, but it's very clever how you send that membership Superb, thank you. Sam to gift membership. Don't tip. I never had pancreatitis, but it's meant to be very painful. I've heard that. Yeah, it's dangerous as well. Blackstone, so much garbage is pushed at us. At supermarkets, we are pressured to be unwell. Very few healthy things promoted in society. I agree. The thing that's not really on show is fruit and veg, isn't it? I mean, it's £2.50 for a packet of raspberries. What's all that about? Bananas are cheap. Urban today is a sad anniversary in North America, Twin Towers. Yeah, exactly. And yesterday's bad news about Charlie Kirk. I would go to the public. It's horrendous, isn't it, what's going on in America? There's problems in Washington again tonight. You need all of your liver to survive, only 50%. Really, that's interesting. Only 50%. That's good. I mean, as long as we look after ourselves. As I said before, as the doctor, what am I doing right? He just said, you basically behaving yourself. Behave yourself. Look after yourself and be healthy. It's as simple as that. My overall, €10. Well, expensive, isn't it? But if it keeps you alive, I mean, you think about how much we save now by not drinking, how much I spend. I don't know how I lived, to be honest. So expensive. But when you get 3 or 4 drinks are a bit more than that, you don't care how much it costs. Last year I was hospitalised with DTs and inflamed swollen liver. 0.6 full of fat. 9 months later, 3.1. Fibre scan was 0 fibrosis. That's good. Well done, Clem. It's amazing the difference, isn't it? When you come off the booze, what's all that about? You need to get that imbalanced. What's all that about? Yeah, emblazoned on t-shirt. I know what you're getting for Christmas, should we? What's all that about, Governor? Does anyone read Alan Carr's books? I haven't read them. I've heard they're good. Clem, no alcohol, walks and resistance training to build muscle and lose fat. Strict nutrition supplements. What supplements did you take, Clem? For anybody else who wants to zone in on that. Cygnus, well done, mate. Thank you. Yeah, 100%. Good to get those memberships, isn't it? Because they'll be long lasting. Clem, did you get DT from stopping? I'm just sorry. Urban angst, don't trip. I had chronic pancreatitis that almost resulted in full organ failure. Jesus. I think like my mate had, but he still drinks and he takes 17 tablets a day, every day. Cobalt has only been taking milk thistle. I feel it can be beneficial. I went to see Cobalt, this is one for you and everybody else, my consultant hepatologist the other day, who's an expert, obviously not doing that job. Milk thistle will not do any harm, but will do you no good at all. The only thing which may help a little bit in liver repair or liver to stop the progression of any problems is coffee. That's it. And I believe her. But everyone have it, but it won't do any harm, but it'll certainly not do any benefit. You're just wasting your money. That's from her mouth, not mine. But I've just passed on the message now. The therapist insisted on it, right? That's interesting. So I didn't know that the therapist insisted on it, yeah. Richard, milk thistle for weight loss. So what does milk thistle do then, Cygnus? Because this liver girl is completely against it. I've asked a couple of other doctors who just said, no, you don't need it. I thought you might be able to get on a prescription, but said not do any good. I've asked for vitamin B1, the thiamine. I had it years ago and said, your diet's so good now, you don't need thiamine either. They don't want you taking stuff unnecessarily, I think that's the thing. I take about 12 pills of supplements every morning. It is good to take some supplements. It depends on what your diet's like. If you're eating plenty of fruit and veg, you don't need to. But I was reading that vitamin D is quite a good supplement to take. Any of the B's and D's really. But good diet, nothing better than good diet really to keep us going. The cavemen didn't have any boots or overpriced Holland and Barnes to go to the 12 quid for a packet of pills, but I was just getting half a broccoli in you. Richard Zink, yeah, I've heard all that as well, but I don't know if it does any good, to be honest. I think the best thing is to get a good diet, personally. But everyone's, it's free will, isn't it? Definitely vitamin D if you live in the northeast, though. The sun's limited. Below I go away quite a bit, or we do, as a partner and I. I draw a line at 1 coffee in the morning with 1 sugar cube and dollop with 10% cream. Gotta have it first thing, definitely. Coffee's good. Don't tip, is that a Eurofighter typhoon in your PFP? Just started sort of B complex. Timing, good. B plus strong, that's good if you've been boozing recently. Curious question, the best thing is to taper off the booze. It is for some people, but it didn't work with me. But thanks for that. Charlie, good night, friends. Early shift. See you later, Charlie. Watch what you're doing. Cobalt eggs are a good source of vitamin D. Good point, yeah. Good protein as well. If you do benefit from these lives, which I hope you do, find some value in them, please drop a super chat, as a few people have done already, but thanks to them. And thanks to everybody for being here. And there's also buy me a coffee link at the top if you'd like to support us. Yeah, vitamin B and D, essential. Okay, well done, Kaiser. I think you're right. I've taken B and D for a while, to be honest. Not the other stuff. Like. Withdrawal for me kicked in when BAC dropped to 1.5, and even drinking couldn't stop. The DTs, I've never had the DTs, but it sounds so bad. Cygnus, magnesium is very good to help calmness, and potassium very good for the heart. If I don't take potassium, I'll get heart palpitations. Pretty hell. I didn't know that. Andrew's liver sauce used to work in relieving abdominal drinking, related pain. Thanks, so. What's on is taper off and use statement tablets at night. Right? I've never done that. I'll maybe see the doctor about that. Omega 3, Blackstone, NAC, milk thistle, vitamins, pardon me, zinc, magnesium, vitamin B, vitamin D, and K2. Well, yeah, it's worth taking if you think it's going to do some good, definitely. Cygnus Clem, that happened to me 5 days in hospital. Wow. A lot of people have been in trouble with this, but alcohol, isn't it? And me. I mean, I was nearly dead, basically. So many complications with it. And we went back to it, went back to it. But we're crackers, aren't we? Absolutely crazy. The amount of times we come off it and then start again, it's off and on and off and on. It's fucking madness. That's the power of addiction, isn't it? And I still don't realise how powerful it is. To be honest, well, I do, but, I couldn't explain it. Next, I had to stop cold turkey, but for those who are in danger of DT season, make sure you do it under control. Yeah, I couldn't do cold turkey. I did try, and I seizures. Then I said, the story at the diazepam, then nothing, then self-medication in hospital. Daniel McKinney, thanks for the membership. We'll be back on this channel Monday. Thanks again. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, it's good of Cygnus to do those memberships. I don't even know how to do them myself, but it's really very grateful, Cygnus, for doing that. And the more members, the better, isn't it? And the more regulars we get here, the better. Because we've got a nice crowd here. And we're all helping each other. We just need to get a few more people in. A balanced diet should provide all the vitamins and essentials, but who eats a full balanced diet these days? That's a good point. Yeah, it's hard to sort of fit in 4 meals a day, isn't it? I mean, the best would be like granola with some fruit in the morning, then mackerel salad, and then maybe steak in the evening, then a few fruits at night. But who does that? Only me. Not many people have got that time of it to do it every day. So you're probably right. A few vitamins thrown in as well won't do any harm, I don't think. At the end of the day, we're here to look after our health, aren't we? And if there's any benefit to any of these things, then we'll do it. Curious question, I might have asked this before, but did you not sense you had health problems before the hospitalization and confirmation of shows? No, I knew I was ill, but I was too frightened to go to the doctor. I couldn't even get the doctor. I was just sort of living, thinking every day I was going to get better. Curious if that makes sense. My mind had gone, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Range, are you live again tomorrow night? I'm not sure, Alex, but I'll let you know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a post in on the channel every day, or every day when I'm live, sort of thing. So there'll be a post on about lunchtime. But I'll let you know by post, as in like the post on YouTube, not the British Royal Mail, I mean. So I'll let you know. Little do some great protein yogurts to do. There's good food, this little and Aldi carry on, You don't need to go to M&S for all your stuff. Here in Canada, milk and especially condensed milk with vitamins added, right? That's interesting. Years of condensed milk. Glad you made a Cygnus profound experience. Steve has just described my week's worth of diet. There you go. Got a whole week of it. DD Spectrum, there is a song by Lou Reed called Waves of Fear. It's about alcohol withdrawal. I could have written it myself. Yeah, I bet. This is scary, isn't it? It's the most frightening experience of my life, without a doubt. And I've been shot, I've been run over when I was in the police, so there's all sorts of things going on, isn't it? I'm scared to go to the doctor too seems a common theme. It is too weak to go to the doctor as well. alcohol withdrawal is worse than any horror movie. Oh, it's horrendous, isn't it? You just don't feel. You feel like you're dying, tossing and turning in bed, and a bad head. You can't think straight. Your whole. You just sit in lie in bed and count the number of flowers on the wallpaper or whatever. It's just it's horrendous, and it's incredibly how quick your life will crumble when you've got alcohol issues. It's so quick. So it's so rational to be scared to go to the doctor or lie to the doctor, but I have to realise the doctor's seen it way worse. That's 100% signature. You've got to tell the doctor if you're drinking 20 pints, you drink 20. You don't want to say 4. Cobalt, I'm exactly like you, curious. Healthy anxiety has been constant for me since I've come off anxiety, and blood test did make me feel better. I must push for a scan. I'm so scared. It's worth getting it checked though. No, I didn't. Till it was too late, really. Well, not too late, but just about. But next up, are we allowed to mention other sobriety YouTube? Anyway, there are plenty who describe the process of withdrawal on it. Yeah, you mention what you like, yeah. What's John? Cramps, a lot, sweating. Yeah, the sweating and the shaking is horrible. I couldn't stand up front in the shower, that's the problem, so weak. But I get what you're saying. Cygnus, when you guys got hallucinations, was it with your eyes open? I only saw mine with my eyes closed and couldn't do anything about it. I think I got mine at that. I don't think I had full DTs though. Curious question. I am driven by fear and anxiety, not rationality. That's not rationality. Rationality. Yes, I think driven by fear is brilliant description. To be honest, I was driven by fear, 100%. Cars, backcountry's good. Yeah, I spoke to him the other day. A nice fella. He's been through a lot of trauma with his alcohol. Backcountry. Can I mention others except Silverstar? He's usually offensive. When he's talking about backcountry, he described it very well. He does, yeah. He's very much into the DT thing, isn't he? The hallucinations and stuff. He said it's very interesting life, him actually. Cobalt, I got hallucinations with my eyes closed and full blood hallucinations in my house. Spiders and dead friends. Jesus, that's horrendous. Never had anything like that. I was exhausted, so I used to think about different things. But I never got hallucinations like that. DT hallucinations have a profound effect on the brain. It's not something you forget in a hurry, I bet. So where do they come? They come after seizures in a sort of seriousness league, as it were. Because I had withdrawals, and then if I stopped, suddenly I'd have seizures. But I don't think I ever had DTs. Once I used to be sleeping, would wake up but couldn't open my eyes and would jump out of it. Wow. Yes, hallucinations with eyes open, but in the end couldn't distinguish from reality. Because you never forget hallucinations, I bet. I mean, it's like being in a different world, isn't it? Really. DD Cobalt always got giant spiders and dogs trying to bite me. Bloody hell! If you'd like to, Enoch just bought a coffee there. Thanks very much, Enoch. I appreciate that. Massive subscriber. Enoch is a massive supporter of the channel. Thanks so much, Enoch. I appreciate it. I appreciate all these super chats are coming. If you want to drop a super chat in, doesn't matter how much it is. It helps the channel and keeps us strong. And also the coffee links at the top there. And thanks to everybody who's donated. And thanks to you all being here and making this such a vibrant chat. Only about 30% of DTs suffer seizures before, right? Always giant spiders. I didn't know about that, Clem. Good information. I didn't seizures, thank God. Cobalt. Full-blown DTs. Wow. Hooray, I've been banned from Silver Star's channel. God. I haven't watched him for ages. How's that hat man? I sleep with the lights on these days, especially when I had 4 days off, just in case I walked in the kitchen and he was there. That's horrendous. You've seen people like that, isn't it? John, alcohol increases the probability of getting sleep paralysis for me. Eyes wide open, where I'm awake, not move or speak, and terrified of going back to sleep. Bloody hell. Cars getting backcountry and poor sober started struggling. Hadn't done a video in a while, but posted a quick comment a few days ago. He is taking the break from online. Backcountry is a good lad. I've spoken to him before. He's interesting fella. Well, so frightening the hallucinations that would happen to me when I was younger. I'm so pleased I didn't have these DTs, but I had everything else, mate. Curious quid, I drink so much beer, my waist stinks of it. Well, that happens, yeah, just volume, isn't it? Cool, yeah, I'm still scared of dark now. It's like PTSD, horrible deities wouldn't wish someone my worst enemy. God, horrendous. That's why this channel's good, because it brings out a lot of people aren't frightened to tell the truth here. And we need that. Because these are frightening fucking truths. It's like opening the box in hell, Razor, when bad DTs get in. Well, you know what to do, folks. Keep off the booze. That's the thing, isn't it? We've got to be mindful of these things. How dangerous it is. Alcohol is extremely dangerous. Yeah, kids roll up at 16, 17 in the booze with the bad stuff out the shops, and people say, "Oh, it'll be all right, just have one or two." Even in times of trouble, no one says, "Oh, just take this needle and put some heroin in your arm." They say, "Go and have a drink." It's exactly the fucking same, isn't it? So it's the same thing. It annoys me the way people treat this now. So we start. He needs a rehab. One of his recent videos, really pissed me off with the endless wandering around. Just sit down, sit down, relax. Yeah, we'll be able to do that soon. The key to this is to get well, isn't it? If you want to drop a super chat in, please do. I'll buy me coffee links at the top. Had quite a good night tonight. It's been good on a couple of days off, I think, for people. Just trying to regroup. I've no idea. So I started to think she's accomplishing. I think it's maybe just a bit of a, don't know, cry for help, maybe, I don't know. I think long term, you need background is good. I think this channel is good for information. There's a lot of good supporters, good subscribers here. A lot of information on here from yourselves. And I think that's what people want. They don't want to see somebody wandering around drunk with no clothes on. I mean, it's fucking stupid, isn't it? Yeah, it has to be educational as well as informative and a bit dynamic and a bit, a bit of to and fro, and a bit of a few light moments as well. You need a bit of a mix of everything, don't you? But at the end of the day, it's still a very serious subject, and we are here to get healthy. That's the purpose of it. There's no other purpose really, in my view. In the days when I still mixed hard, like I used to get the auditory hallucinations, I kept checking my front door. So I kept hearing someone. I did get a bit of that, mind. Yeah, but none of this seeing stuff. Never got that. I seen this much, maybe clicks and views, not my bag. Yeah, but cars won't last long. One video I saw, you had nobody clothes off. Oh, yeah, it was crazy, isn't it? It's got to be taken seriously. I mean, we have a laugh here, but there's a lot of serious stuff here. And there's a lot of people who need help. And a lot of people who just escaped being 6 foot under, Many of the kids, I've been on YouTube almost 20 years and I posted exactly 4 videos about 15 years ago. And some people are just a bit daft with all the YouTube thing. But we're here to help, and, let's keep the channel supported and strong, and we'll help more people. At least we'll help all of us for a start. There's a lot of people on here need help. When I first started this, I think it's 16 months ago now, I didn't realize how many people needed help and how many people were seriously ill with this. And the more I've had a couple of newspaper articles, the more I've spoken to people, the more I've been doing the NHS and all this sort of thing, the more I've seen. I was in that liver place last Friday for a checkup, like I mentioned, twice a year ago. It's the busiest I've ever seen it. Absolutely packed on a Friday at 4 o'clock. Incredibly busy. Curious, I've done all the door checking, the stove checking, lights on, etc. Not due to hallucinations, but due to losing control through alcohol. Yeah, I still get this. Do you ever do the thing with switches? They switch them on and off like that. Make sure that they're switched off. And check the plug and then go back in again. Think, I haven't switched the cooker off. We always leave the fridge on, don't we? But make sure the cooker's off 25 times. I've done it before. Go to bed and think, I better get up and just make sure the door's locked. I've locked it 3 times. I'm 6'3", an ex-policeman. Who's going to burgle me? It's crackers, man, isn't it? Drinking vodka probably 2 bottles a day used to make my sweat smell of burnt barley and something else I can't describe. Horrendous. Well, OCD, yeah, 100% OCD. Seamus, you're very good at this, but we don't want your channel completely blowing up and you forget about it. Oh, of course not. The first 100 people are going to get a medal and a T-shirt with what's all that about on it. Promise you, from number 1 to 100. We just go in a raffle for what number you get. Seriously, this will be massive in the future. Huge. Well, I was going to say, it makes you think how many people would love this chat for help, but can't use technology and we are just alone. Sad, very sad. The thing is, how do we get it bigger? The only way we can get it bigger is by getting more people on here, isn't it? Spreading the word, That's the thing, John. It's getting more people aware that it's here. Because it's got a lot of subscribers very quickly. But Bad Company's been going since 2006 or something. Some channels have been, not in the alcohol form, but in another form. So, there's some channels have been here a long, long time. This hasn't. So it's a question of everybody putting the word out, isn't it? And getting it bigger and brighter, if that makes sense. But he knows exactly what he's doing, pulling the wool over people's eyes, feigning this poor me out. Otherwise, pouring himself he's a disgrace to others who are trying to fight addiction. Could be right. I'm not chatting so much stop because I've been where he is. Deep denial is the worst cognitive dissonance. Good word. Emotional torture, but after a while, everyone was sick of me. Funny and funny. Isn't Steve going to ask how I posted this picture? I don't know how you've done that. I'm not a technological person. I know that beef and chicken was missing. Is that right? Used to do it. It's very clever. Again, thanks, Enoch, for the coffee. Anybody else wants to drop a coffee in, please do. It's the only thing which will benefit your coffee, Cool. If you're wondering about an event tomorrow, go and get a coffee. I tell you what's good in Costa. The cold, the can, just put some ice in, like an iced coffee, really. John Doe needs help. Just rotate this challenge is invaluable for people wanting sobriety early in sobriety. Our combined knowledge and experience is outstanding. I agree, Christopher. It's good, isn't it? So we need to get the word out and get more people on here, and then educate more people who can educate others. That's the goal. So I think you've got to think, well, get 100 people here who are all quite able to do this. We can grow from there, Like, not networking, but you understand what I mean. Because I check and sober stocks too. I have done again. I love coffee, cobalt. Yeah, it's good. It's good for the liver. Thanks to you for another interesting chat. I'm off now. Bye, everyone else. Good night, all. I wish you all the best. Everyone's family and acquaintances used to say those words to me. They knew I was just pretending. I said I wasn't, but I was. I totally get it. Dishonesty is part of the journey. Massive dishonesty. Okay, folks. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the coffee. And let's see what we'll do the weekend. I might do it tomorrow. So definitely either one tomorrow or Saturday. But I'll put a post on the YouTube. You know where to find that, don't you? Go to the channel, say posts. I couldn't find them years ago, but I can now. And I'll let you know. I might even do a little short video or something. If you've got notification, make sure you got the notifications bell on. Yeah. If you got the notification bell on, it'll tell you when it's coming on. If that makes sense. And we'll get together again. I think it's been good. Been nice tonight. As I said before, good night, Samantha. As always, lots of hearts to you. And I just think that we've had a good chat. It's been very informative. It's been very dynamic in a way, and some other subjects have come up. And so I'll do a little short, or I'll put a post on. We'll do sort of more regular sessions. I think it'll be brilliant. And again, thanks for your donations. Thanks for all your information, input, and thanks for being good people. And I'll speak to you very soon.